Welcome to the Songwriter Connection podcast, where we look at the craft of songwriting through the eyes of the songwriter. Each week, we make a connection with a music maker, listen to their songs, and hear their stories. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenahan.
Well, you can't see it because it's an audio podcast, but I've got my Fame t-shirt on today from Muscle Shoals. And the reason why I'm doing it's in honor of our guest who has recorded there in the past. She is Meg Williams, and we're going to listen to her in just a little bit. Talk about Make the Connection, all coming up on your Songwriter Connection podcast. Let me thank a local sponsor, my good friend Mark Allen Barnett, Mark Allen Barnett Tours. You need to check this out, especially if you're new to songwriting. Even if you write a lot of songs and you're wondering what the next step is, this guy can advance your career 3 to 5 years in just one little brief Nashville tour. So what happens? You book a tour and Mark will write with you. He'll take a look at your music. Word by word, analyze what you're doing, help you along. He'll take you around, help you network a little bit, introduce you to music people that you need to know, take you around to some of the writers' rounds here in Nashville, get you up on stage performing. I know he really helped me as a performer because, as I've said in the past, I was so used to playing behind a mic, not in front of people. And Mark told me the difference and really helped me in my performance. So I owe him a lot. Mark Allen Barnett Tours. You can find Mark Allen Barnett on the web, and it's MARC hyphen Allen, ALAN. Barnett is BARNETTE. Mark Allen Barnett Tours. Contact him, set one up. You won't be disappointed. Thanks, Mark. Meg Williams is our guest. Hi, Meg. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'd like to play a song right off the bat, and this is your newest single?
Yeah.
No? All right. Well,
Live and Learn.
Let's talk about it. It's Live and Learn. We'll hear the story about it and everything here coming up. Meg Williams on the Songwriter Connection podcast.
I know it
Well, she's an amazing singer, a fantastic guitar player, and she's our guest on the Songwriter Connection podcast, Meg Williams. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am doing so good. It's so good to have you here. Now, Live and Learn, that's the title cut from your new CD, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Title track.
And you wrote that by your lonesome?
I did.
You know, that doesn't happen a lot here in Nashville, as you know.
I know.
Yeah. How long have you been in town?
I've been in town about a little over 5.5 years now.
5.5 years. Wow. And you know, you're everywhere. I mean, your name just is around. It's so funny. I got to tell you this story, and I may have told you this before when we met, but I have an old friend, and he's from Cleveland, and our families grew up together, so he's like a brother. But one thing about Danny, he always could turn me on to great music, and I was a DJ all my life, you know, always into music, and he'd say, hey, have you heard this guy, or this band? And he was always turning me on to new stuff I liked. So I hadn't seen him in about 30 years, and he and the family came to visit, and we were at Alley Taps down at Printer's Alley, and they came to see a show. And afterwards, I said, so Danny, what do you listen to these days? Well, he said, I listen to a lot of blues and stuff. He goes, in fact, you know this blues artist from Nashville named Meg Williams? Meg Williams. And I went, what? I just saw her like last week and she blew me away.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, your name gets around.
Awesome.
And of course, you've played everywhere. I mean, from BB's down in Memphis. And I would think playing blues like you do, but you're not just blues. You're blues, you're rock, you're acoustic.
A little bit of everything.
We've talked in this show how I hate the genres, but you do it all, girl.
Thank you.
It would had to be a thrill to play at BB's.
Such a thrill. Yeah, I've been able to play the BB's in Memphis and the one here in Nashville. Yeah.
That's so
and it's
cool.
just, it's such an honor to play that stage. So
and
very thankful.
You've played in a lot of festivals and you won one in Kentucky, right? Tell me about that. I mean, what a thrill that must be.
Yeah. I'm so thankful I've been able to play some great blues festivals around different areas. It was several years ago now. I played the Kentucky Blues Challenge up in Bowling Green,
awesome.
and we won that, and we were able to go on to the International Blues Challenge in Memphis and play the BB King's Memphis stage there. So that was just such an amazing time. I'm so thankful.
Bet.
Yeah.
And you played recently in front of Ryman just prior to the Jason Isbell show, which is one of my all-time favorites. So they've got this new PNC stage just out on the plaza. And you tore it up there, I heard. Yeah.
Yep. So that's where we played. It was that was just amazing. So
that was a full band show, or
full band, and it was actually everyone that was the four of us that played on the new album, and it was the first day that I had the album available. So it was just and we played the whole album in full. So
that's
it
cool.
was it was just such a really special experience.
Who is your band these days? Who's all with you?
Being in Nashville, it really changes depending on where I am and where I'm playing. But as far as the people that played with me on the album with my original music from that album, who recorded on it is Terry Goose Downing and Tom Del Rossi. They produced the album.
Wow. Here in Nashville?
Here in Nashville. Okay. Yep, right here in East Nashville. And Jared Hoffman on bass.
Wow.
And then Kieran Gupta also played on the album as well.
Kieran's been on past podcast at the end of season 2. Currently on tour playing keyboards for The War and Treaty, which is just, I'm just so happy for my friend.
Kieran.
And you've written with Kieran and my friend Scott.
Yes,
a lot, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
In fact, a couple songs on this new album too, huh?
Yeah, Right Man, Wrong Time on this new album is written with Scott.
Wow. Yeah. He's genius, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He is. I just love writing with Scott. Yeah. He and Dakota Danielle are two of my favorite co-writers. I love writing with them.
And lives just around the corner.
Yeah.
Not too far from here at all. Yeah.
I know. I was driving to your house. I'm like, this route feels very familiar. I go here a lot.
We wrote a couple of songs and we decided to get them produced as demos. And we found that Ren and his lovely wife Andy live like right in between us. I mean, I could almost chuck a stone and hit their house. Yeah. And so it's amazing here in Nashville how close knit the community is, but how close everybody is. I mean, yeah. So, and I've read that that's something you've enjoyed, not being here originally like me. I've been here about 8 years, almost 9 years, but it was quite a difference where you came to here. It's a different culture, isn't it?
Absolutely. It really is. And I mean, one thing that I love about being here, and we briefly talked about like what my band is, I love that every day I can play with somebody different. Like just having all these different incredible friends and musicians that, one day I'll play with one group, the next day I'll play, with Dakota, and then I'll play with Goose and with Travis, and just, each day is just somewhere new, different people. Just there's so much talent in this town, and I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's one thing, is there's so much like community and collaboration in this town.
And everybody seems to want to help everybody else.
Yes.
They're so encouraging.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody appreciates the music.
Yeah.
I talked to a young artist who had come from L.A. recently. Totally different. So cutthroat. Everybody's like jealous of the next, and nobody wants to help anybody. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Everyone here is so just encouraging and supportive. When people don't have their own shows going on, there'll be other people's shows, and it's so supportive. Like you see, it's just such a wonderful community and group, and everyone's like, building each other up and supporting each other, rather than like just trying to get it all for themselves. So
it doesn't work in this town. Does it? Not at all.
That's one thing I love about here.
Now we have another thing in common. You come from like Western New York, right?
I do.
Yeah, I was born in Buffalo.
Oh,
and you're closer to the Finger Lakes, I think.
So I'm from Hornell, a small town, and which is kind of getting close to that Finger Lakes area. My family also spends a lot of time in the Hammondsport area, and so I've grown up in the Finger Lakes. Absolutely love it. It's my favorite place in the world. It's so beautiful. And then I lived in Rochester about 7 years before moving to Nashville.
Oh, so from snow, don't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And you from Buffalo. We know about that snow.
We know about that snow. We moved to Cleveland when I was very young, so I remember a lot of trips between Cleveland and Buffalo.
Ooh, right along the lake.
Yeah, right along the lake. Seems so. You can't even count the time we got in such a bad snowstorm that they pulled us off in Erie or whatever, and
I believe it.
Closed the New York Thruway. Sorry, you can't pass. And
well, one thing, when I first moved here, that was so shocking, because like you are very used to a ton of snow and nothing getting canceled, really. And, all right,
it's another day.
I have to leave, and 3 hours early to something. And
shoveling snow was a daily thing in the winter. If you wanted to get out of your driveway, you had to shovel snow.
And things really shut down when I first moved here. My job, where I worked as a temp. It was walking distance from my house, so I just so from my apartment, so I would walk there, and I got there, it was a ghost town, and I'm like, there was only maybe an inch of snow, and I couldn't believe it. Nobody came. I'm like, what? They're like, we can't believe you came in. Like, all right, this is very different.
Now, we moved from Cleveland to Cincinnati, and I remember the first little bit of snow they had in Cincinnati was ice and snow. They canceled, and I remember my wife's a teacher, and they called it off, and she's like, can you believe that? They had never called this in Cleveland. She had days where she would get up real early, and she'd drive to work. And I remember one day, phone ringing, I pick it up, and she goes, hey, I'm at my desk at work, and there's nobody here. Will you check to see if they canceled school today?
Right.
And sure enough, they did. Turn around, drive back. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, that's been a huge difference.
I know you want to talk about the new record, and I do want to talk about it. But can we briefly talk about the previous one, because it was amazing, and what an amazing experience you had to record at Fame Studios, right?
Incredible, absolutely.
Now, I've only toured there, but oh my gosh, the hairs on the back of my neck just stood up walking in that place.
Oh yeah.
All the great music that's been recorded there.
Oh my gosh, such an incredible experience. Yeah, just, you walk into that room and you're standing in that spot and you look around and there's photos of, everyone that's sang in that room and played in that room. And
amazing. Listen, Pickett.
Oh, yeah, hearing my song back in my headphone when I was singing, I remember just getting so emotional. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's my song.
Yeah.
So, such a great experience down there. And
I'll bet.
Oh yeah, just very, very special. And
you did something very, very few people get a chance to do.
I know. I'm so thankful. What an experience. It was so amazing.
Now, this new record came out in the fall?
Yeah, end of October.
End of October. Tell us about preparing for a new project like that.
Yeah, so throughout the quarantine and the pandemic, just with all the shows canceled and having a lot of time,
it was hard for musicians, wasn't it?
Oh, it was so difficult. And I spent actually a lot of time back with my family in the Finger Lakes on Juanita Lake. So I went back there for probably about 5 months, and I had all this time to just like write music. And so I start, a majority of the songs on this album are from my time up there, just writing, and having that time to write. And so I took these songs to my friend Terry Goose Downing and showed him. I was like, I'd love to do something with these. And him and Tom Del Rossi, and we just had this time to create this project throughout the pandemic. And it was just, it was really amazing to have that kind of very unexpected time to just create. And so 7 of the songs I wrote myself, and then 2 of them
the
were
title cut.
The title cut, and then 2 are co-writes, one with Scott Barrier and one with Dakota Danielle. And so just it was mostly a collection of songs that I wrote throughout that time. And that title cut, Live and Learn, I wrote that going back to where I'm from, in a smaller town, after now having 5.5 years under my belt of Nashville. Like what a
big little town.
Huge difference between a very small town in the Finger Lakes to there. And so that song was really about just what it's like to come back and think about when I was younger, and to think about like, oh my gosh, I would have never imagined I'd be living in a city, and I'd be doing, going the places I'm going and doing what I'm doing. And so that's what that song's about, is awesome. Coming back to that place where I'm from, and
that you've lived and learned.
I've learned a lot of things, and thinking about, it was scary to make that jump. I didn't know anybody down here, and I just kind of went for it. And
that's scary.
Now being on the other side of that I've been here for a while, and just like, you never know, you might fail, but it's better than to do it.
Not to try it all, right?
Exactly
right.
So,
well, how about another song? Another one from that record you can share with us? I know you brought your guitar, and we love it when we get to play music around this old dining room table. Duncan Fife dining room table. It's part of the show. It's a character on the show. So, would you get another song for us? Yeah,
let's see here. Give It Time is another one I wrote throughout the quarantine and the pandemic. Okay. We could do that one. That one, I remember sitting in my room and kind of staring out the window. And it was like, and I live with 2 trumpet players, so I had a trumpet coming in both sides. So I was like, whoo, kind of. But I was like, so it started off as a message to myself. I was like, just give it time, we'll get through. But it's turned into so much more, and just a message of hope, and we've got to get through this together. And so really I wrote this as a message of hope to everyone. You got to be good to one another and help each other out. And when you're feeling low, you're feeling way low down, and you got no hope, you got nowhere else to go. And you feel like you'll hit your breaking point soon. Feel like you're gonna drop it all and lose. You feel like nothing's gonna change your mind. Just give it time. Just give it time. 'Cause time will heal a broken heart if you let it, and time will soothe your soul right back together. And if you feel like you are falling into pieces, give it a little time till we know how to fix this. Just give it time. If you're feeling stuck in the same place, feel like nothing gonna move and nothing gonna change, everything is gonna stay the same. If you feel like it's just taking so long, hold on tight and just stay strong. We gotta work together to right our wrongs, and it'll take some time. Yeah, just give it time. Time will heal the broken hearts if you let it. Time will soothe your soul right back together. And if you feel like you are falling into pieces, give it a little time to know how to fix this. Just give it time. Give it time. Just give it time. This time will heal the broken hearts if you let it. Time will soothe your soul right back together. And if you feel like you are falling into pieces, give it a little time to know how to fix this. Just give it time.
Oh, yes. Songwriter Connection is the podcast. Meg Williams is our guest. Meg, great song from the new album.
Thank you.
Which is out on all platforms right now. Spotify, wherever you find music. You could even probably get a hard copy of that if you wanted.
That's right.
And we always recommend that. Vinyl? I'm just wondering.
No vinyl.
No vinyl yet.
I've had a lot of people ask me for vinyl. So
vinyl is the hot thing right now. Kind of hard to produce. A little expensive to reproduce.
A little expensive, but it seems to be like a lot of people are very interested in it.
They're selling more vinyl, they say today, than CDs, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
I came from the vinyl era, so
So who knows? Maybe there'll be some vinyl. I'm living there soon.
Who knows? Who knows? It might happen. You never know. That's a great song. It really is.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, growing up in that small town in Western New York, what kind of music did you listen to? Who were you? You know, the old question, who are your influences, as they say? You know?
Yeah. Well, my parents are big classic rock and southern rock fans. So I really grew up listening to a lot of Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Genesis.
Girl after my own heart.
Yeah.
There you go.
So a lot of that. And
you've been looking at my record collection, haven't you?
Yes. So I love all that. So and then when I started taking lessons, when I was younger,
How old were you when you first started?
9.
9 years old? Wow.
9 years old.
I was 11.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd be a lot better player. You were amazing.
Thank you.
You started at 9. So.
I did.
Wow. Do you remember that first guitar?
Yeah. So it was my mom's acoustic guitar. She never learned how to play, but for her 40th birthday, she bought herself an acoustic guitar. It was a Fender kind of starter guitar, and it was kind of sitting there for a while. She hadn't learned how to play yet, and I was like, I want to try that. So I started playing it, and I started taking lessons. And I started taking lessons with a guy named Ken Marichek out of Alfred, New York. And he introduced me to the blues and blues rock and Allman Brothers and Eric Clapton, Freddie King, and it changed my life. But what really did is I started off on acoustic, that Fender, and I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to learn every possible song. And I remember my mom and I were driving somewhere, and Pink Floyd's "Comfortably Numb" came on the radio, and the end solo, I want to play electric guitar.
Did you learn that solo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So that was the moment that I knew I really wanted to play electric guitar. So I saved up and bought myself one of those starter one of those bright red Fender Squire.
Oh, yeah. That's a great guitar.
I love it. I still have it hanging in my parents' house.
Yeah?
I love it. So that was my very first electric guitar.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But
yeah. My brother and I shared one. It was an old Gretsch. And we had this little amp.
Yeah.
And over the years, the speaker in it cracked. So it had a heck of a fuzz.
Ooh.
We were heavy metal back when we...
I love it. That's great.
Now, I've always told my story how I got into country music. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, but I ended up working in country radio at the first station, the Ever Go Country, in Northeast Ohio. And that was kind of cool. It was back when country wasn't cool. And then I stayed with it through the 90s. So loving all that classic rock and all that blues. And, and I say this because people think of Nashville as a country music town, and it's a music town.
It is.
But I guess the question is, what made you decide to come to Music City?
Yeah. Well, I checked out other cities like Austin, Texas, which I love Austin.
Austin's got a great scene.
Love visiting there.
Yeah.
But something about Nashville felt like home to me.
Yeah.
It was and I think it's a lot of the people here, and I found it just after going to some other cities and checking it out and coming to Nashville and being welcomed right into, like Bobby's Idle Hour and Commodore Grill, and just feeling like, you walk in the door and boom, you're part of the family. Yeah. And I didn't get that feeling anywhere else. At least from, the get-go. Right. So, things like that kept pulling me back to Nashville. Just that feeling of...
So you started just making trips and... Harder to go back every time?
Exactly. So I think it was the second or third trip down. I mean, it didn't take me too long to decide this is where I wanted to be, but
didn't me
either. It was I think about the third trip down, and I was like, I need to move here. I need to just do it, and everything kind of fell into place. And I found I was in Rochester. I was in an internship and a job, and they both kind of.
Was it music related?
Yeah.
No, you did. Did I read music therapy?
Yeah, music therapy.
That is fascinating, and I want to get into that.
Yeah.
And I want to hear some more music, but I'm going to take a little break here.
Yeah.
When we come back, more with Meg Williams on the Songwriter Connection.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection, connecting with music makers and hearing their songs and stories. Now back to the show with your host, Dave Linehan.
Well, thank you. Meg Williams is our guest, and you studied to be a music therapist, and that fascinates me. It really does, Meg. Tell us about that and how that came about and what you did.
Yeah.
What it does. What's it about?
Yeah. It's music therapy is using music as a tool to bring about a non-musical goal or change in someone's life. So, whether it be working on singing and songs to improve speech or work on speech or drumming to work on coordination or there's it's so hard to narrow it down into just a small sentence or explanation, but it's a really amazing field and a wonderful degree. I studied up in Rochester, then I interned at the Hochstein School of Music in downtown Rochester. So at Hochstein I had the opportunity to with my internship, they go to so many different places. I was in an assisted living facility. I was in a elementary school, day homes. It was just such a wide range of just so many different people.
So much proof again that music can heal the soul.
Yeah,
I mean, you need it more than ever right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
World. Yeah,
absolutely. So
cool.
Yeah,
I remember this movie. I remember this movie. I can't remember who was all in it, but the son was in a coma, and Dad would bring in records, Grateful Dead records.
Ooh.
And as soon as he put it on, the guy would come out of the coma and he'd start talking about that record and who played on it and boom, boom. And so Dad started liking it too. Yeah, I can't remember the name of this movie.
Oh, I can't think either. But
it was just so amazing. And at the end, they're at this Grateful Dead concert together because he finally comes out of it.
I cannot think of that's going to drive me crazy. I remember watching it too.
If you all know in the comments, write it down, okay?
Please remind us.
And if you're listening, by the way, on YouTube, like and subscribe. We do appreciate appreciate that. And we're on all platforms. I might as well get it out there. We're everywhere you find podcasts. So, and we do thank you for listening and all the downloads. So, Meg Williams is our guest. The new album is Live and Learn. It's out there on all platforms. You've got a webpage too.
Yes.
Loaded with lots of great performances.
Thank you.
All your live stuff out there. And you want to see what a good guitar player she is. Go to megwilliams.com and look at some of those live performances from B.B. King's, from different places. And you can see her rock. She's amazing. She played that guitar, let me tell you. Yeah. So how about another song, since you got the guitar out here? And can we hear something else from this new album?
Yeah. Let's see here. I think I'll do... This one's called Break My Rules.
Break My Rules.
Break My Rules.
Solo writing?
Yep, solo writing this one.
Okay.
People say love don't come easy. People say it don't come for free. But you're gonna work hard for it, baby. That's the kind of love that you need. And now I'm walking in your fire. Gotta test myself just a little bit longer. Stay stronger and stay tough, 'cause I ain't giving up. And you make me break all my rules, yeah. You make me wanna do anything for you. And you make me break all my rules. I'll do it all day, again and again. If you let me stray back to you, I break my rules, yeah. People might say just let it go, you gotta focus on yourself. But they never know the way you move me to my soul. Yeah, you make me feel right, you make me feel whole. Now I'm walking in your fire. Gotta test myself a little bit longer. Stay stronger and stay tough, 'cause I ain't giving up. And you make me break all my rules, yeah. You make me wanna do anything for you. You make me break all my rules. Do it all day, again and again. If you let me straight back to you, I break my rules, yeah. You know I break my I'm walking in your fire. Test myself a little bit longer. Stay stronger and stay tough, 'cause I ain't giving up. And you make me break all my rules, yeah. You make me wanna do anything for you, yeah. You make me break all my rules. You make me wanna give it all up for you. You make me break all my rules. Do it all day, again and again. If you let me straight back to you, I break my rules.
Oh yeah, Meg Williams, Break My Rules from the new album. Of course, she's doing it live around the dining room table. Live and Learn is the album, and Meg Williams is our guest. Meg, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So we were talking about you getting your first guitar and starting taking lessons at age 9. When did you discover songwriting? When did you decide
I was
a cool thing to do?
So some of my first songs, when I first started doing some songwriting, it was more like joke songs with my cousin about various random things.
Okay.
We would sing about my grandma's. We loved her cooking, so we had a lot of just instrumental songs about her cooking, and so that was kind of the first like, ooh, maybe I could write some songs, and we had so much fun with that.
Grandma's casserole.
Yeah, yes, it was Baked Ziti Bonanza was one.
Big ZD.
Yes. But when it started to get more serious, I was about 15 or 16. And I remember when I was in high school, I started writing some of my own songs. And when it became more serious, I had lost a good friend in a car accident. Oh. And just a song came to me, and I wrote it and I shared it with my classmates, and they loved it. And then we all, for his service at our school, we all came together, and just all of our friends came together and sang this song in memory of him. Wow. And so that was the first time that I used songwriting and saw what a difference, it just that feeling of creating something that brought some comfort, some healing, some joy to my friends and to the community. And so that moment was really like,
you saw the power of the song.
I saw the power of the song, and it was,
I want more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So just from there on, I just really started writing a lot more music.
Sorry, it was such a tragic event that triggered it.
Yeah,
but,
but you see the power of music and so much what it could do for the community. And
you talked about Pink Floyd recently. They just released we're recording this in April, but they released a new a single for the people of Ukraine right now. And
that's amazing.
If you haven't heard it yet, check it out. It's great.
Oh, I will. Yeah,
it's just fantastic. So the power of a song.
Yeah,
absolutely. So now you're writing all the time, right?
Yeah. Now I'm writing all the time.
Still,
still.
Okay.
Yeah. And for songwriting, for me, I really go in waves. I'll have moments where I am just gigging a lot and I'm not writing as much.
Yeah.
But then I'll have this wave of inspiration, and it comes in big waves.
It does.
And I'll have maybe 10 new songs. and then I'll go back into
it ebbs and flows.
Playing, and then boom, more songs playing.
And you're really quite the road warrior. You get out there a lot, don't you?
Thank you. Yeah, I try to.
Yeah. Now that COVID's over, where are you heading to this big summer plan?
Yeah. Well, this week I'm heading down to Huntsville and then North Georgia for some shows. And then I've got some shows in North and South Carolina coming up at the end of the month as well. So starting to do some more like regional and slightly past that tours.
And people can always find you on your webpage, right?
Yep.
Where you're playing. And,
absolutely.
And hopefully you'll find Meg Williams near you.
Yeah.
Someday real soon. Yeah, absolutely. That's megwilliams.com.
MegWilliamsMusic.com.
MegWilliamsMusic.com. Yes. Thank you for that. Great. How about another one? Can we hear another one? This new album is killing me. How about, can I request like the one you and Dakota Danielle?
Yeah, of course.
Wrote? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Yeah, so Dakota and I, she's one of my best friends here in town, and we do a lot of writing together, do a ton of playing together, downtown, around town.
I've seen video of you too.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
Oh, we have fun. But this is actually, I think it's the first song that we wrote together. This one's called The Real You.
The Real You, okay.
You're getting under my skin. There you are at it again. And I should've known better. Yeah, should've known better. You're making plans and blowing me off. What kind of man doesn't want to talk? And I should've known better. Yeah, should've known better. Done with wasting my time. Yeah, you cross the line. Don't think I'll be here. I won't change my mind. And maybe one day you'll finally see that I deserve more than what you're giving to me. But right now your true colors, they're shining through. I can see the real you. Yeah, I can see the real you. Red flags and warning signs, boys sure knew how to hide. Figured you out, I figured you out. I'm sorry, it's a little too late. You don't learn from your mistakes, and I figured you out. Yeah, I figured you out. I'm done with wasting my time. Yeah, you cross the line. Don't think I'll be here. I won't change my mind. And maybe one day you'll finally see that I deserve more than what you give to me. But right now your true colors are shining through. Yeah, I can see the real you. I can see the real you. You're letting me down again with your broken promises. You never think you're wrong. You keep dragging me along. Yeah, I'm done with wasting my time. Yeah, you cross the line. Don't think I'll be here. I won't change my mind. And maybe one day you'll finally see that I deserve more than what you're giving to me. But right now your true colors are shining through. Yeah, I can see the real you. Yeah, I can see the real you. Yeah, I can see the real you. Yeah, I can see the real you.
Yeah, Meg Williams, you and Dakota are good together. Yeah,
Thank you.
Good song.
Thank you
and
so
you
much.
play a lot together, don't you? Did you just take a road trip with her?
Yeah. We've been we play downtown quite a bit together, and we've been taking. We were just in Kentucky a couple of days ago playing
cool.
a show. And
yeah. She's absolutely wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Now, did I read you also? I know you say you play with a lot of different folks around.
Yeah.
How about this trio, the Nashville trio?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That's with Jenny Teeter and Sheridan Gates.
Sheridan Gates is going to be a guest next week on the show.
Nice. Yeah. So the three of us do a lot of house concerts. All three of us
love doing house concerts.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Me too.
So much fun.
Oh, it is. Tell about before you go.
Yeah.
Tell about a house concert. What's special? That's such a special thing.
Yeah. So we bring the concert to your house, essentially. Yeah. It can be in your living room. We've done some right in different homes and living rooms. We've done some in backyards.
Oh, yeah. So much fun.
Oh, it was so much fun. And they can be, very intimate, from 10, 20 people, and then more upwards of 50 to 60, or more. So it's really just varies. But it's wonderful. It's usually about an hour and a half concert, and all three of us are songwriters. And we're also songwriters in very different styles. I do a little bit of, more blues rock, and Sheridan does a lot of country, and Jenny does more rock. Rock.
What a great combination.
Yeah, so they get a little bit of everything. And we each play our different songs, share the stories behind the songs, something that you might not get at a concert at a venue. So there's an opportunity to really share a lot more behind the songs, which people love. And we'll also do several covers together and as well. It's always fun. And But yeah, it's just we have so much fun, the three of us together.
I'll bet. The Nashville Trio.
The Nashville Trio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Maybe at a house party near you.
Yes, that's right.
You are reachable, right?
Yeah, oh, yes. Yeah, and we've played, we've brought the house concerts from East Coast to West Coast. We've done, Oregon, California, up to Jersey, and everywhere. Yeah. So...
You guys do some really good work.
Thank
and
you.
We'll talk to Sheridan next week on the show, because she's got a nice little side thing she's doing. It's amazing with songwriting and the journey that it can take you on.
Yes.
And performing. And you're performing for quite some time. When you first band, like 15 years old, did you say?
Yeah, about 15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the name of the band? I always like first names.
Oh my goodness. The very first band I did, it was Strictly Commercial, which is a Frank Zappa album.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and it was actually another student of my guitar teacher, and his son was on drums. So it was, so we would just rehearse in his garage. We had fun.
That's what we did too.
Yeah.
Our first band I remember was Dwight Fry, which was a Alice Cooper song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how creative could we be? Yeah.
And then my second band, which was around the same time as that, was Dub My Fish.
Dub My Fish.
Yes. So we would take songs and make them kind of reggae style. Yeah, and we had a conga player. It was several friends of mine, and our logo was this fish with a little Rasta hat on. So we had fun. I was still not too keen on singing live at this point. I couldn't. I was writing songs and everything, but at that point, I was learning all the vocal parts on guitar for this. So we were instrumental playing popular songs, but I was doing all the vocal parts on guitar.
That probably really advanced your guitar playing.
Oh yeah,
so much.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely,
absolutely.
And then when did you find your voice?
It was really, I'd say probably. I slowly started end of high school, beginning of college, singing a bit more. I mean, I loved singing. I just didn't love singing publicly, really. I loved, but that was the thing is, I loved playing guitar and lead guitar, writing my own songs, and I wanted my own band. So I was kind of like, well, you're gonna have to sing, And but I really didn't start loving singing and performing like as a vocalist until probably about halfway through college, and just probably about 2014 is when I finally started like a Rochester based, the very first variation of the Meg Williams band that I've done. So that at that point I was finally like, I'm doing this. So yeah.
You got your confidence the more you did it, right?
Exactly. And the more you do it, and then now I love singing, but it
shows. I mean, on stage you just look like you're having a blast.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But that is one thing is I've always, loved guitar and performing guitar and playing guitar, but singing took a little bit longer for me to kind of have more of the confidence to, all right. But
it's really putting yourself out there, really.
It really is.
It is. So I understand.
And being a bit more introverted person, it's, it's like, everything's out there.
Yeah.
So,
no, I know that feeling. Yeah, absolutely. I could only hear about 200 more songs from you, I think. Maybe 3. But what I really want to do is focus in on songwriting. Maybe you can choose a song from this new album and take us through the process of how it was written and what it was all about. The story behind the songs is what we love here on the Songwriter Connection podcast.
Yes.
And it's cool to have a songwriter who's also a great performer.
Thank you. Yeah. Debating which one I want to do. I think I'll do. Debating if I want to do more of a little bit more rockin' one or more of my sentimental one. I think I'll do this one. I don't play live as often. I do it with the guys, with the band. This one's called Feel That Way.
Feel That Way.
And it's one I wrote myself. And it's actually the only one on the album that I wrote actually quite a long time ago, back in 2015, I think, when I was still living in Rochester. But I never did anything with it. And I wrote it at a time talking about gaining that confidence to move, to be a performer, to sing, really put yourself out there. Yeah. And this song, I wrote this song really about that, and just overthinking a lot and worrying too much. Something I am guilty of.
Very human thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this song, I wrote it about that. Yeah, just the chorus is I sure can't stop this rain from falling. I can't stop the rain from falling, but I can put a smile on my face. And it takes a while to feel that way, but I know I want to feel that way. So you can't help, different not so good things that are happening in your life. And it was around the time that I was in a pretty bad car accident. So thinking about these things, well, I can't help that happened, but what I can help is how I feel about myself and do the things that I want to do and go for this music career that I want. And
great message.
Yeah, and with the message being like, it takes a while to feel that way. It takes a while to feel confident, to grow, and it takes some time, takes some practice, and it doesn't always come instantly, but it's something I want, and
and you got to work on it.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's what this song's about.
Awesome. Cannot wait to hear it. Once again, Live and Learn is the new album from Meg Williams, and we're really happy to have her here playing live around the dining room table.
Well, I've been thinking way too hard, and I worry too much, but I've come this far, and I can't stop anything that's coming my way. But that's okay, cause you take what you get and you get what you got. Sometimes nothing still hurts a lot, and I felt myself getting out of place, but I would never wanna go back on anything. And I sure can't stop this rain from falling, but I can put a smile on my face. And it takes a little while just to feel that way, but I know I wanna feel that way. Yeah, I know I wanna feel that way. I never stop myself from dreaming, and I'm dreaming that I never stop. I pick myself up, try over and over again. I'm doing everything that I can, and sometimes this life is such a rocky road, and you always have your heart to call you home. And I'm feeling all this comfort in my soul, it's gonna carry me through the cold. And I sure can't stop this rain from falling, but I can put a smile on my face. And it takes a little while just to feel that way, but I know I wanna feel that way. Yeah, I know I wanna feel that way. Sure can't stop this rain from falling, but I can put a smile on my face. And it takes a little while just to feel that way, but I know I wanna feel that way. Yeah, I know, yeah, I know, yeah, I know I wanna feel that way. Yeah, I know I wanna feel that way.
Rock and grooves, really cool chord progressions too.
Thank you.
Megan Williams has been our guest. Of all the stars lined up and you could have anything you want. Dream big.
Ooh.
What's the next step? What's going to happen?
Oh, man.
Let's throw it out to the universe.
Yes. I would love to go on tour with a bigger artist.
Yeah.
Just touring more, hopefully alongside a bigger artist. And, I mean,
all the dreams are coming true here.
Bonnie Raitt, Tedeschi Trucks Band, Bonnie
Tedeschi
Raitt,
Trucks.
Melissa Etheridge.
Yes. Well, we're throwing it out there.
Yes, throwing it out there.
Throwing it out to the universe.
Yeah.
Meg Williams has been our guest. She's amazing. I just loved having you here.
Oh, thanks
Thanks
you
for
so much.
sharing your time and your music with us.
So much fun.
On the Songwriter Connection podcast. I hope you'll come back. And next time, bring Dakota.
I will. Right down the road.
Thank you for listening to the Songwriter Connection podcast. Find us on social media at Songwriter Connection. Also, listen to Dave Lanahan's Nashville Connections radio show. It streams live every Friday morning on WOBL and WNOI. Look for us on Facebook and YouTube. See you next time on Songwriter Connection.